by Mr. Kinnemer, pledge led by Mr. Keith Smith, and
Almighty God, we give you thanks and praise for your great grace towards us. We ask you to be with the mayor and council this evening as they go about the public business, lead, guide, and direct them. We ask your special graces on those of our public safety employees who put themselves in harm's way. Be with them as they go about their duties. Be with all city employees. These things we ask in Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Phillips, will you have roll call?
Ms. Butler? Here. Mr. Patrick Stewart?
Here.
Mr. Gary Stewart?
Here.
Mr. Smith? Mr. Walliser?
Here. You have a copy of the agenda before you. We did add a last line item there, surplus of the hood vent for the Commercial Development Authority. I'll hear a motion to approve the agenda as written.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Patrick Stewart makes the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Butler seconds. Any discussion? All in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? You have a copy of previous minutes in your packet. I'll hear a motion to approve previous minutes.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Gary Stewart makes the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Patrick Stewart seconds. Any discussion? All in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No old business. Moving to new business, first is present life-saving awards. Ms. Phillips, will you read the citation?
On Sunday, February 11th, 2018, at approximately 2:07 p.m., Officers Henniger and Shelton responded to a domestic violence shooting call in the 100 block of Cecil Street. The aforementioned officers arrived at the scene. They ascertained that the weapon and suspect was secured and proceeded to administer first aid for the shooting victim. The victim was shot in the groin area and was bleeding profusely. Officer Henniger got to the victim first and applied direct pressure to the wound. A short time later, Officer Shelton assisted Officer Henniger by taking over the application of direct pressure with gloved hands. As medics arrived to the scene, they were able to attend to other methods of care while Officer Shelton continued to apply direct pressure to the gunshot wound. Officer Shelton applied the direct pressure to the wound for some 40 miles during the entire transport from the city of Scottsboro to Huntsville Hospital. Medics and medical personnel made remarks to this administration that if these officers had not administered the first aid in the manner that they did, the victim would have surely died. Officer Parker Henniger and Officer Jordan Shelton's professionalism, courage, dedication, and their exceptional performance of their duty was in keeping with the highest traditions of the Scottsboro Police Department, and with disregard of their own safety, they saved a life that may have otherwise perished.
Thank you, gentlemen. I believe Chief Goff said that the victim was here this evening. Is he here? Is there anything that you'd like to say, sir?
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. What they did, because I don't remember anything of it, but I do appreciate it very much. Really
Thank you. Next, we have consider Jackson County Cruisers Tourism Grant application. This is a grant application for $2,000. I'll hear a motion to approve the application.
Make a motion.
Mr. Butler makes the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Patrick Stewart seconds. Any discussion? All in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So passed. Next, we have, consider, budget amendment for Recom software program. Talked with Clint again, this weekend concerning this. He feels confident with his ability to, get his arms around this and develop this as a platform for our Recom software and administration. I'll hear a motion to approve the budget amendment for a total of $9,268 for this budget year to go towards that software package.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Patrick Stewart makes the motion. Is there a second?
A second.
Mr. Gary Stewart seconds. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next is to consider employee retirement incentives for calendar year 2018. We've discussed this at great length. This is a $500 per year reward for time served with the city for anybody that would choose to retire this calendar year. I'll hear a motion to pass the incentive.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Patrick Stewart makes the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Keith Smith seconds. Any discussion?
I do have a question.
Yes.
I know the committee met, and this is pretty much exactly what we discussed, other than discussing it every 2 years. Is that something we could discuss?
That's what we discussed last week. Mr. Stewart, I don't feel that it's within this council's authority to commit a future council. I'm not saying that it's not something that they could look at, but I don't believe it's within our authority to dictate what a future council chooses to do. I think that's the consensus of the council. Any other discussion? Being none, all in favor indicate so by saying aye. Yes.
Before you have a vote, you need to establish the dates of eligible enrollment period.
I believe we had talked about a 60-day window. Is that correct, Aaron?
Yes, sir. I guess he's, to establish the dates, the actual calendar dates.
Yes.
I'm assuming if it passes, the start date would be tonight.
Well, it would start
When-
whenever the
I
council
understand.
determined, because on this sheet, it says dates of eligible enrollment period, and it's not filled.
Yes, sir.
I would say give them until April 30th. That's a little more than 60 days.
Okay.
Is that
Would be,
agreeable?
they would need time to call and make their RSA, whatever questions they have with RSA, and then they would need a full 30 days to turn in their paperwork.
Are you telling me that 60 days is enough
Yeah,
time?
yes, that is fine, yes.
So I'm giving, that would be 60, well, that's 60 days from now.
Okay,
Is that enough time?
yes, sir.
You know better than I.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so we'll say April 30th.
May I ask a question before we
Yes,
continue? Did we establish how many years you'd be up? Is it when you're vested at 10? Or when you have 25 and are age 62? Vested in 10 and 62? Or we didn't, I don't think we established it exactly. Who is, and
I believe it says if you're eligible under the RSA retirement system, you would be eligible under this plan.
okay,
So if you age out at 62, if that's the number, you would be eligible, but the incentive would be based on number of years of service with the city of Scottsboro.
okay, I didn't know if we needed to put the actual number of years or whatever, but that's fine with me. one I have a concern. There's someone in here that only had like a couple of years. I don't understand why they were even in here from the rec department, but that doesn't have anything to do with anything. So that's all I have.
Aaron, is it 10 years? What-
Well, some of the people that were on your list, they may have eligible years with other RSA employment.
We discussed only with the city of.
I know, and what you're seeing with, on your spreadsheet is what they're eligible, dollars they're eligible for with the city of Scottsboro. You're only seeing, that you may have someone that has 15 years with RSA, but they only have 2 years with the city of Scottsboro, so therefore, they're only gonna get 2 years compensation for that service reward. That's just an example.
Yeah, that's what we had discussed, is we're compensating them for their service to the city and nothing else.
Yes, sir.
So you might have 12 years of total retirement service, but only have 3 years of that with the city of Scottsboro. You would only be incentivized for your years with the city of Scottsboro.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
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 Any other questions or discussion?
Okay, what's your work?
I'm all out, but, I mean, we're in council meeting, but go ahead. Anybody with 35 years can ask a question.
Well, she has to file the paperwork.
I wanna know if what you're proposing tonight, if I have somebody that wants to retire March the 1st and they have their paperwork already in order in that retirement system, they get this incentive.
I would think so.
Yes.
They would fill out, or if I may come up, we would have a retirement, or a service reward form. And this person, from what this council has said tonight, the employee would have an opportunity to file through the end of April. And they would have the entire calendar year to file, to put a date out there for the city of Scottsboro to prepare for, correct?
Their separation's gotta be by the end of the calendar years.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So if anyone has filed or wants to file paperwork, as long as they establish a retirement date within this calendar year, they will get their service reward.
From this point
From
forward.
this day forward.
Yes, sir,
Yes.
that's what I meant.
That's it.
Yes, okay.
Again.
We're having more conversation about it at the meeting than the work session. Any other questions or comments? All in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So passed. And then last is consider surplus of hood vent system to the Commercial Development Authority. This has not been on the work session, however, I believe when we turned over the Boys and Girls Club, is that correct, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, if I may, there was a building that was donated to the city several years ago, and in that building, which used to be, I think, a barbecue place or something, there was a hood vent system, and then the Boys and Girls Club requested to take possession of that in hopes of the future turning it into a teen center.
That building?
Yes, sir. And so we took out the hood system, hopes that the CDA or the DRA could assist somebody down the road, and as it turns out, I think they have that opportunity.
This hood vent system otherwise is not usable for any purpose.
It's just sitting out under a building at the street department. And
The Commercial Development Authority has asked for it with the vision that they might be able to give it to a prospective restaurant.
I think somebody's even offered them a little bit of money. I looked at it, I can't even find the serial number on it. It's, yeah.
I'll hear a motion for purposes of discussion like we already had.
I'll make a motion.
Ms. Butler makes a motion, is there a second?
I'll say.
Mr. Keith Smith seconds. Any discussion? All in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Delegations, there are none. We'll move to reports, Mr. Mayor.
One thing, just a reminder really, next Monday, March 5th at 5 o'clock, there'll be a presentation about Main Street USA. Meg has reached out to the CDA and the DRA and I think to the chamber and other individuals, anybody that wants to come see their presentation and have a question and answer period. And it's at 5 o'clock next Monday prior to the council work session. Other than that, that's all I've got.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Ms. Butler?
Just good luck to the Lady Wildcats. Thank you again for Officer Shelton and Vinegar too for their service.
Thank you, Ms. Butler. Mr. Stewart?
That's what I was gonna say, is good luck to the Lady Wildcats, and thank you for all the city employees and your years of dedicated service to us, so appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Mr. Gary Stewart?
I too would like to thank all the city employees for all the years of service. They put a lot of their time and effort in the city, and we really appreciate that. I do hope that everyone that can attend the Scottsboro games Wednesday. And let's go Wildcats. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Mr. Flynn?
I too would like to do the same in regard to the departments, all of them. I've discussed a number of departments with different people in the last few days, and one department that hardly ever is mentioned but shouldn't be, and that's the cemetery department. They do a wonderful job with taking care of our family and loved ones who've passed away. But every department does well. We're a lucky city to have as good a departments as we have. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Just a couple of things. I was going to mention the meeting next week at 5 o'clock with Main Street, Alabama. Would like for folks to attend that. It's a program that we've been looking at since I've been on the council, Patrick. We've been considering that. I actually attended earlier or late fall a meeting with some other cities that was a roundtable discussion around Main Street. So I look forward to hearing their presentation. I had the opportunity to attend the Chili Challenge for Habitat for Humanity this weekend, and it was well attended, and I think that's an excellent cause, and appreciate everybody coming out and supporting those folks. Scottsboro and Pisgah are in the state basketball tournament. I believe this is the first time that the ladies have been to state. Am I mistaken on that?
I think last time was like 78 or 70.
So it was first time in some time then. So congratulations to those. And also I will say that there are members of the community across the community that are taking part in a reenactment of the Last Supper, and that'll be the Thursday prior to Easter, and it'll be held at First United Methodist Church, and you'll see several men from around the community taking part in that, and I would invite everybody in the community. I've seen it before. It's been a few years since they've done that. It's a very moving experience, and I would invite everybody to come out to First United Methodist Church on that evening. It's if you've never been, you're missing something. That's all I have this evening. Thank everybody for coming out, and I'll reiterate, thank you very much to our employees. Thank you for these officers that put their life on the line to watch over our citizens and make sure that we have the best of care. I will hear a motion to adjourn.
Make the motion.
Mr. Gary Stewart makes the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Butler seconds. Any discussion? All in favor of the code, so by saying aye.
Aye.